It's Telman with Dear Telman, and this is the oldest hat in my archive. I've had this thing for years. It is too small for my head now, which means I got this hat when my head was smaller, and believe me, my head has gotten very, very big over the last few years. We got a question today from
Asim Bawani asking, Dear Telman, how do I revive a dead list? I run a small web design service with my brother, and what we did was we held a competition a few months ago where we required the people who were participating in the contest to opt in to be considered for the prize. The prize was one of our web design packages worth $200, and we spent an additional $50 to $70 promoting it. So we spent about $250 to $60 on the competition, and we got about 215 opt-ins. Now we sent out a few emails to them, maybe 2 or 3, not much, but after that we did not follow up. When I sent them a few emails a few days ago, I noticed that there were no opens and there were no clicks. So how do I go about reviving that old list? I know it's targeted people. I know that some of them will be considering web design, and some of them will consider web design in the future, so I want to follow up with them, and I also want to grow this list. How do I go about doing that?
So here's the deal. Asim Bawani, you asked a question about reviving this list, and I want to give you a useful answer. And the answer is this. You can revive a dead list. It's possible, though not recommended. And especially in your case, here's why. I think your list is too small to really focus on reviving right now. The amount of work that you'll have to put into it to revive 200 people is the same amount of work that you'd have to put into it to revive 20,000 or 30,000 or 200,000 people, right? And the potential payout is probably pretty small for you, is my guess, based on the ROI of getting web design and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of work to do web design, and getting those 200 people to actively get involved is going to be rough. Plus, you have to remember, your 200 people that entered your competition, I didn't see all the marketing for it, but my guess is you said, hey, win a free website or win free website design or something like that, which means you're really getting freebie seekers. You're not actually getting people who are genuinely interested in web design. Now, if you did the marketing for it a different way, and you're certain that people are genuinely interested in web design, then hey, great, and you know, consider that. If these are all customers or something, different story, right? So the main thing I want you to keep in mind here, Asim Bawani, is that if you want to revive this list, what you want to focus your attention on doing is giving your list some of the things that they really, really want. And in your case, if they're interested in web design, you might want to give them some website templates, you might want to give them some free graphics packages to use, and so on and so forth. And then after they you know, go and register to get that or whatever, hit them with a sales video or something like that to buy your package. But if you sent them a few emails and you're getting no clicks and no opens, generally speaking, what that means is they've forgotten who you were. I have kind of a odd name. Telman Knudsen isn't your standard name. Asim Bawani is not your standard, you know, American name. And I don't know where the people on your list came from, but Asim Bawani could be considered a spam kind of a name because it's weird, just like mine, right? So if it's a weird name and they don't recognize you, that's one of the reasons they're not going to be opening and clicking. So in my opinion, it makes a lot more sense for you to run the contest again on a grander scale and spend less money doing it. There are some really great Facebook apps for running contests, and we're just getting ready to run one right now. We're using something called the Wildfire app, I think, and there's another app I just discovered yesterday that is called, you can find the sweepstakes app over at northsocial.com. Haven't tried it yet, but those are two ways that you could take the work that you did, right, to put that sweepstakes together and run it on a much grander scale. So I would spend your time there rather than spending your time on on trying to revive a list that is dead. It's a little bit like, imagine that you go on a date with a girl and you go out and you have kind of a mediocre time, and then you don't call her for 6 months, and then you call her out of the blue and you say, hey, let's go out again, and she's not going to remember who you were, and if she does, she probably remembers that it wasn't that good of an experience the first time you went out. That's why you have a dead list, is because you didn't build the relationship. So I would start anew with some new people and build the relationship right from the beginning. So Asimbawani, I hope this was useful to you. We're going to give you a copy of List Pros, so thanks for asking a question. And through the end of October, we're running this great contest where if you ask a video question, I'm going to give you a copy of my list building course, List Pros. We've sold thousands of them at $2,000, and now we've sold thousands more at $500 a piece. $500 value for the definitive course on list building. All you have to do is ask a video question before the end of October. So go ahead and do that right now. Ask a video question below. Get a video answer. This is Telman with Dear Telman. Thanks for the great question, Asimbawani. We'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.